This is Jazmine with Listen to Your Single Friend. We're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the lonely. Hi guys, welcome back to the show. I hope you guys have been doing great. I've been doing well. It was warming up around here, but then it snowed, so that was kind of ghetto. So it had been warming up, so I was going out more. I was wearing less. I was in the streets, but now it's cold again, so I don't really know what's going on right now. So I was trying to kind of see what the outside is hitting for. People aren't doing the mask mandates anymore. I don't want to get excited as if like the outside is about to open for real again, but I'm back out in the streets. But I'm happy to be back on your airwaves. And we have some guests, not one guest, but two.
Hello. I'm Rashad.
And I'm Melody.
And this is Unprofessional Opinion, basically debating about men and women issues from a married perspective.
We have our first married couple on the show. So this is a milestone moment. We got two people on the show at the same time and our first married couple. I am super excited about this episode. I have talked about doing this episode for a long time. But before we get into the goods, let's keep the conversation going on Instagram and Facebook. That's Listen to Your Single Friend. Twitter is Your Single FRND. And make sure to tune into the accounts on Fridays for Screenshot Friday. Also, I am uploading these episodes to YouTube. Check me out over there. Make sure y'all go to the Listen to Your Single Friend merch store, listentoyoursinglefriend.com/shop, SHOP. Also, shout out to my patrons. Like, I shared like 5 bonus episodes like a week or so ago. So y'all got a lot of content right now. But anybody that wants to be a patron on Patreon, whether you want to be a homie, a close friend, or a bestie, go check out those different tiers at patreon.com. Patreon is patreon.com/listen to your single friend. All right, we're going to throw it back to last week's trivia. So I'm going to let our guest host take a stab at this, guys. So I'm going to read off the trivia from last week's episode, and I want you guys to guess the answer, okay? Y'all cool with that? It says, according to a survey, Americans spent $21.8 billion for Valentine's Day in 2021. And are expected to spend $23.9 billion in 2022, making this year's expected spending the second highest on record. True or false?
I say false. You know, been in a pandemic, they've been around each other, they've been around their lover. So no, I don't think they're gonna spend as much, but I could be wrong.
And Melody, you agree?
I say true.
Well, Melody is right. So this year was expected, and so this was for the Valentine's Day episode. So I actually have to find out what the final numbers were. But this year was supposed to be the second highest on record. And I do think Melody makes good points about the fact that like people just be doing shit for the gram. You know what I mean? And especially, but I think you made a good point, Rashad, because like people are around their lovers all the time and they aren't doing anything. So it's like,
that's right.
Go ham, show off for the gram.
Yeah.
Well,
the woman probably helped them put it together. Most men don't know what to do. Yeah, the woman
you know
probably
what?
like,
do you really think people are doing that, having their man put fancy stuff together so they can show off on the ground?
Yeah, why not? You know, people are bored. Why not?
Good grief.
They don't want to tell you the real deal. They can't cook, you know, they don't have no creativity, you know. So and most of us, you know, don't have enough money to spend thousands of dollars for one day. So yeah, you know, they have like they doing whatever they need to do, I guess, for the gram.
For the gram. I hate to see it. I mean, I like to see it, but I hate to see it that they just doing this just to stunt. You know what I mean?
We will never know unless we dig in.
Right.
Fortunately, but more power to you. Keep going. Do it every year. I'm entertained.
Guys, you guys know when we have guest hosts on the show, we got to play a game. The game is called the hot seat. So what's going to happen is I'm going to rapid fire questions to you guys. I'm going to give you guys a minute and a half, but you guys need to pick who's going to answer first. So I'll ask the question. One of you go, then the other one goes. So you need to pick
Ladies
who goes
first.
first. Okay. Normally, I play this as a drinking game with my friends. Y'all don't have to drink. And I'm not going to be asking y'all nothing crazy, but normally that's where the game came from. So FYI, if y'all ever want to play this with friends.
Okay. Because I was going to say, we could take shots. You're giving us motivation to drink.
Right. I'm just saying. What was your last TV show binge?
Oh, yeah. We watched it together.
Okay.
That and Ozark.
What black squid game do you know you'd win?
Definitely kickball.
Okay.
I'm joking. Dominoes.
Melody.
Dominoes.
Oh man, I think this is where I need my black heart revoked.
Oh no!
Oh no.
No, she's terrible. Yeah, she's terrible.
Really?
Yeah, our 8-year-old blows her out of the wall.
Oh no!
My attention span is so bad. I can't really sit through card games.
I declare war.
Concentration for me.
Okay. What temperature? I'm about to start a war. Should the thermostat be at?
68 year round.
72.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Ooh, mine's is Stairway to Heaven. Either that or Boys and Men by New Edition.
Mine is So Going Monica.
Ooh, okay. If your flight leaves at 2 p.m., what time are you arriving at the airport?
12:10.
Okay.
2 p.m. I would do 12 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
12:10.
12:10 will mess me up. I can't plan like that.
Time we showing up. 12:10.
All right, last one. If you won $1 million tomorrow, first purchase.
Be honest with you, it probably wouldn't be a purchase. It would be a deposit.
For me, it would be some acres.
All right, your time is up. Thank you guys for playing the game so we can get to know you guys a little bit. Tell us who you are, though. Tell us, where you're from. Tell us about how you met. Normally during this part, I ask people about their single facts. So how when you get a car, you get your car facts, or people talk about the hoe facts. I usually get people's single facts at this point. But since you guys are a married couple, tell me, how you guys met. We want to hear the story.
I got a phone call from a friend of mine, my best friend. He called me. He's like, and he's terrible at setting me up on dates. And usually he would set me up on dates because
the year is 2000.
Yeah, he would sell weed. So
I'm 17.
Yeah,
and you're
I'm 19.
Yeah,
I just turned 9. So it was, coming out of winter, even though there's no winter in California or Los Angeles. So he calls me, he tells me he got to make a run to Redondo. I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. I don't want to go.
And you said he sells weed, right? So he got to make a run.
Yeah, it was just a couple of bags. It wasn't nothing crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing crazy like that. Nah. Yeah, but he was going to sell to them. So
no, not to them, because we were already high. He was replenishing my friend's stash because she let us smoke. We put $5 in.
Oh wow, that was big.
I was not a weed smoker. This was just a special occasion.
For you non-weed smokers, when they did smoke, that mean that there was a lot of stems and popping going on as they smoked.
Oh goodness.
So, yeah, it was dirt trash. But anyway, I refused to go. His motivational tactic was to get her on the phone.
Okay.
So she gets on the phone, and the first thing I'm like, tell me something. Give me a reason why I need to come see you.
His exact words was, "Is your ass big?" And I'm like,
you got a fat ass or something? Yeah. Well, you got money?
I love how he tried to skip over that.
Yeah. Well, no.
And then I got an attitude, but at the same time, I'm like,
she was intrigued.
Yeah.
My honesty.
Or I wanted to argue with him, like one or the other. Like, I'm bored. Let's go do this. I'm just argue with him.
Okay.
So he actually, we went for my end. My friend, I was talking to her, and I said, I just want to hang out with somebody, get to know somebody. So I'm not the third wheel all the time. On on a date, like when we go out on dates.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, okay, well, I do have a friend. And she was like, I dated him. We tried to get together, but it never came out to be anything. So do you want to hook up? Do you want me to hook you up with him or his friends? Because
not the sloppy seconds.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, nah, I don't want anybody that you used to talk to.
Right.
I said, how I'm gonna know that he still don't like you? That's weird. No.
Right.
And we're still friends to this day. So yeah, that would have been really weird. So we brought another girl, and she was okay with the sloppy seconds because it was the three of us that used to hang out together. She was okay with it.
Yikes.
So. And she's not a nice person, so no one get upset when I say this. She wasn't a looker.
Okay. So, well, fuck her. She's not nice. We don't like mean people. She's not nice. Fuck her. Fuck her and her ugly self. There are beautiful women who are ugly in spirit too, and I will still say that's ugly behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think being a decent person.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and that's what I meant for her. It wasn't outside. It was just it came out. Yeah. But anyway, so we get there. We're waiting. We're at the school. And they came and they did a U-turn because because his friends seen the one that wasn't a looker and didn't know which one was which. So he was like, let's go.
Keep going. I was like, they see me. Like they're looking right at us. I can't leave. He's like, pull off. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So they get in the car and they were like, they were just extremely quiet. And I knew, her friend that basically hooked everything up. Mm-hmm. And, I politely turned around. I was a gentleman when I first met her and I said, hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
who's Melody?
Yeah. On the phone. And I thought he was handsome. Like when we finally figured out who was who, because we weren't sure. We was trying to fill it out. Like
what kind of? How old were y'all when this?
I was 19. She was 17.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, where was the introduction? Okay.
It wasn't no introduction.
It was just like, in the car.
Yeah, you got in the car. I think we talked. Well, like I said, I knew her friend, so it was just like
process of elimination.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's between the two.
Right.
So we went to the mall, and she ignored me pretty much the whole time. I didn't know if she liked me or not. Yeah, because
I wasn't like a really talkative person to someone. I still really am not. Like I have to fill out the room first.
Yeah,
and then I can. Then I'm an extrovert. But in like my initial meeting someone, I'm usually introverted.
Okay.
So he took that as me being disinterested, and I really
very much so.
So where'd the connection happen?
She was attractive. I like what I saw, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna ask her. I mean, just to show you how disinterested I thought she was when we finally drove her to her house, which was not far, probably like a 10-minute ride. She sat in the front, didn't say anything to me. Dang. No, she sat in the back, didn't say anything, but I can see her in my rear view because she sat in the middle. So I was just like, why is she looking at me in the rear view? So I decided to ask her, I'm like, yo, can I at least call you? And she was like, no.
No, because my aunt didn't like strangers calling my house.
So I was like,
oh my gosh.
But I was like, well, if this is her, I know her friend, so I still got a shot. I wasn't worried about it,
Okay.
Just take it as a, I'll still pursue.
But then I said, but I can call you. So he gave me his number, and I actually had the number in my jacket, and it was a leather jacket. I didn't wear it that much. So I got it out of like when we unpacked like some old stuff, and I still had that number in there. So I called him probably an hour or so later.
Yeah.
And we talked for a long time.
We talked for hours.
We went out on 3 dates that week.
And in the same week that you ignored him, y'all ended up going on 3 dates.
3 dates. And believe it or not, it was all I don't think we actually did the do until I don't know 8 months later, and it wasn't on my court. I was just like, we just friends. Like
he's young too. Yeah, it's a little different when you hit the teens.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, whatever, Months later, and I would, she kind of attacked me. It's all good. Oh. That's another story. So you don't like me or something?
Dang, it got to that point where it's like,
Yeah.
What's good?
I was just like,
you was trying to be a gentleman.
I stopped trying to force the issue. Like, when are we gonna do this? I didn't even. I had a total different approach. I was just like, you know what?
I'm gonna let her come to me.
She'll let me know.
Right.
He even told me that. He was like, let me know when you're ready. I'm not gonna bring it up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna. I got tired of that.
And y'all been together how long now?
Oh, it'll be 18 this year or 19 this year. Married
19
this year.
Married. Okay, so this is 2000 when y'all met. When did y'all get married?
2003.
Okay, 3 years. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
19 years. Are y'all doing it big for 20? Because I'm an event planner, right?
Yeah. We gotta do something. For 10, we went to Jamaica and renewed our vows. So 20. It's been a rough past 7, so I think we need to do something.
Turn up.
Do something.
Do it big for 20.
I think so. I think we should.
That's
we
beautiful.
should. She wants to part. She always want to bring everybody in. I'm like, no, I'm selfish. I want to keep my time to myself.
So you want to do something more intimate, and Melody's like, turn up. Let's do a party.
Everybody should be there. Like everybody together. But
Melody, hit me up when you're ready, okay?
Let's see. But yeah, so that's us in a nutshell. I mean, we can go on and on. A lot of different scenarios, a lot of things that occurred, and very unorthodox as they come. So.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for giving us a feel for who you are. As y'all can tell, this is about to get crazy on this episode. These two are really fun. So y'all are in for a treat. It's time for the quote of the day. So, I am always going to start off an episode with good positive vibes for you, okay? So the quote of the day this week is, I am at a place in life where peace is a priority. I deliberately avoid certain people to protect my mental, emotional, and spiritual state. That packed a punch, y'all. Basically, it was a lot of words just to say, protect your peace and don't let people play in your face. And that quote of the day does not always have to apply to dating. It applies to setting boundaries and having good vibes across all facets of life. So this quote can apply to dating, friendships, family, work, whatever you got going on. I like the part about I deliberately avoid. Sometimes it's about to be some fuck shit and you just like. So that's what that's about. Protecting your peace.
Cool.
Now we're going to get into goals and goofies. So I am going to start you guys off with goals. I'm always keeping my ears to the street. There is a new dating app coming out. It is called Heart to Heart, and it allows users to describe themselves and their experiences with audio. The purpose is to develop deeper connections between people. Now, as your dating app connoisseur, Hinge recently added audio where they will give you a prompt for the marrieds and the couples that don't really know how Hinge works. They give you prompts and it'll say, my favorite thing to do on a Sunday is, and then you write in what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Well, Hinge recently, I say in the last couple months or last year, added in an audio portion. It's weird. It's really weird when you don't know someone and you just like, they've had this option for probably a year now, and I just cracked and added it to my, one of my prompts. I went ahead and did a voice one because I was like, I guess people say they like my voice on the show, so I was like, I guess I give them a little bit, but it's weird, especially when you see like a big brolic guy's pictures and his voice does not match. It's weird. New thing out there, y'all know I'm not against dating apps. I'm always, pro. Let's find new ways to connect with people. We are single. We are not in a position to be sticking up our noses at anything. I know many couples who've met on dating apps, married, living their best lives. The audio thing, we'll see. I might test it out for y'all just so I can say I did it and I report back. But that's your goals this week. New dating app on the market to help people make deeper connections.
I like it.
I think it may work too, because I think it would be weird not knowing someone's voice. Like for me, not hearing somebody's voice and going out on a date. Like it would eliminate a lot of people. Because I feel like you can tell somebody lying or not. Yeah.
Well, we just watched the show like that, Love is Blind, where they're dating behind a wall for a certain amount of time, and they just had to go off of their voice.
Right. And for those, like the people that it didn't work, it was because they weren't attracted. So if you're seeing their pictures and you're hearing their voice, it kind of makes the chances of you being a match.
Right.
It puts the story together more for you. It takes away one of those, the layer of being anonymous. It takes away that layer just a little bit. So some of the guys, their pictures was okay, but they got on that audio, and I was like, oh, hold up now. Like you hear the voice, you're like, okay, I might go ahead and swipe on that one. So it can be a good thing and a bad thing, you know what I mean? Right. But it is just funny seeing people's pictures and hearing their voices. It's different. So I'm here for them trying it out on this dating app, and I'll try it out. I guess I will think strongly about it. All right, guys, now it's time for Goofies. And I am so excited about this because I have a married couple on this show right now. And these are some things that I've already talked about. I just want their input on this. So y'all have heard these Goofies before, but for Melanie and Rashad, I just want to make sure y'all know about this story about this woman was on vacation, and this guy, her friend's recording her, and this guy approaches her like he's trying to get on or whatever. And she posts a video later on. I guess she gave him her number, or he gave her his number, something like that. Either way, she lost touch with him. And she gets on TikTok and it's like, y'all, help me find this guy. Right. Turns out he's married. He's a joker. His wife gets on social media. He starts blasting her. I want y'all's opinion on this. Go ahead.
Okay. So, yes, it's so many different things that came to my mind. Like she really thought she was going to have a black love moment, with this. So I'm like, if it's been this long and nothing has happened, it's not meant to happen. It was a Miami thing. Leave it alone. So that was like the first problem. And then the wife getting on, I'm like, why? And expecting the wife to be upset after something that happened 2 years ago that didn't really happen. Like when somebody got kids, bills, and all, they're really not going to care that deep about something.
Oh, Melody, but he was clearly up to no good.
He definitely was.
It didn't happen that long ago. It was, and I talked about that when I initially brought it up on the show. It was about a five month like time frame.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a 2-year thing.
But it still was long enough for me to be like, why did you? And I did talk about this. I was like, girl, if you're really looking for, your knight in shining armor, why you wait 5 months to put this on TikTok? So I did address that part. But I am mad at his wife. I'm mad at her. But you tell me what you think. I gotta take precedence.
Yeah, I don't think that his wife cared that much because I feel like they've been through worse. And this was nothing. She probably was like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. Nothing happened? All right, I don't care. But then when he came on and he started talking, that's when I'm like, why are you talking? Just shut up. Like you really got away with this and you could continue to get away with it. Shut up. Now you're making your wife look bad. You making yourself look bad. You clearly were interested in this girl in this picture.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, her body ain't my type. First of all, let me see your wife because she probably has the same body. And, and I'm sure the way he was defending himself, he didn't do anything, but he's done something before. Yeah. The way he was defending himself.
Okay, so you felt like it was like basically wifey ain't going nowhere, but I didn't like how he tried to make the TikTok girl look bad. I was just like, okay, now she got you in trouble by happenstance, but your married ass. Oh, and he had his ring on in the videos with his wife. All of a sudden, the rings is on, y'all. The rings one, and I'm like, we all watched this video. Mm-hmm. She was minding her black ass business.
He was searching. He was searching. He wanted. So it was a Miami weekend, and he was searching. His downfall. He could have just left it alone. Mm-hmm. He could have just
let it play out.
When things happen, believe it or not, I've discussed it with Mel. Like, we have a conversation about it. Like, I ran it. Believe it or not, I talk to women when we go on trips. Like, I'm not trying to sleep with them, but hello, like, how you doing? I need to talk to waiters and waitresses.
Yeah.
Somebody, like, I'm not dead, but I didn't see anything wrong with what he did. Like, he just took a picture. She said no. I just don't. I look at it like, he shot a shot and she diffused it, and it, his wife can say whatever she wanted. I mean, that's kind of their issue. The funny thing about it, what disturbed me was him apologizing afterwards. like I wasted probably 15 minutes of my time, like, and he tried to, like, he was so awkward.
Oh my God.
Well, and then, like,
he just sounded like a liar.
He sounded like, he sounded like he was like 10 years old trying to tell his mom, why he stole a bike,
gosh.
He just wasn't,
what was it?
If he was honest, exactly.
What was it for? You're not in the NBA. You don't have to do this for a press conference for the world.
Yeah, he got caught out on, it went viral. It went viral twice. It went viral the first time because of actually went viral 3 times. The first time when the video came about, the second time when people found out he was married, and then the third time when him and his wife did the Derrick Jackson and got on camera together.
See, I didn't see that. I wish I did.
And I feel like that's so uncalled for. Like, if you're not public figures, it really just matters what happens.
What happens in your household.
That's all to explain.
I think he was more embarrassed. Like, listen. You gotta take it on the chin. Be a man. You was man enough to sit there and approach her. Be a man.
I didn't call her. I didn't give her my number.
It is what it is.
Who cares?
Yeah. So what? You did it. But she put it on there. You got caught. She reached out to your wife,
and your wife believed her.
And your wife believed it. It is what it is. Be a man. You was there.
Yeah.
Straight up. Be a man.
The girl said, I don't want to smoke. The wife reached out to her. She said, his name is blah, 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 blah. Here is his number. And you can tell him I told you. And I'm
like, girl. Whoa. See, so the wife wanted some issue.
The wife wanted to smoke. She wasn't like mean to the girl. She just said, hey, that's my husband. Tell him I sent you, basically. And I'm just like,
wow. Yeah, I didn't know that part.
She said, didn't she tell her you have my permission to post it?
Yeah. She said, because the girl said, oh, wait, I don't want his number. And when she said, this is his wife, she's like, I don't want his number. You good? She said, nope, tell him I sent you. I was like, I'm a little petty, but I'm not married. And I'm just like, I am speaking from the single perspective. I don't think she should have approached the girl like that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you are married. Let's say you're married, you guys got 5 years in or whatever, you have kids, and this occur, right? And he comes home after his trip and he's like, oh, so happy to see you. I have a great 2 days, right?
Oh God.
And you remember those 2 nights y'all had, you remember in your head, like, these nights he was all over me, right?
Came back, ready to go.
And now this comes out.
That's embarrassing. That is fucking embarrassing.
How do you approach it though? Do you tell him like, so, though, were you thinking about her while you were with me, or do you like what is your approach? What is your approach?
That angle. I'm not even going that angle. I'm not even going that angle.
I'm trying to figure out from a woman's perspective.
Like I would care what I wouldn't care. Like I'm not going, because you probably have people that you've seen like on TV that you might be thinking about and like, yo.
Yeah. Your Halle Berry or whoever.
No.
Yeah,
I feel like it's no different.
Oh, so
I don't think I wouldn't get it.
No, I don't go nowhere.
You have a playlist?
No.
It's okay. You got a playlist.
No, my playlist is faceless. It's just all body.
See, I don't have a playlist. I'm in the moment person.
I don't know. My whole thing was it was just embarrassing. It was embarrassing for the wife. I don't know how I felt about his wife sitting there. It was giving Derek Jackson vibes. Derek Jackson. That's how I felt when I watched it.
See this now. I
so bored.
I couldn't watch him. Like I watched him. I was like, why is this dude on it? Because I thought he was gonna do like tell a joke or something.
No.
And then he was just on there like, well, she wasn't all that anyway. I'm like, but you
tried to. That's nasty. That's nasty. That and the fact that he like tried to body shame her, and it's just like, you are not helping your situation because we all saw the video.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if he was like, oh nah, I had those. But you was in there trying to get a little cuddle in and all that. So
we see he posed for the picture. So we'll go on to the next goofy. But one question: his wife said it was not cheating. Yes or no? Do y'all agree?
That is only something she can answer.
Okay, married personal response. That's why we got y'all on the show.
Because it depends on what their standards are in their marriage.
That wasn't cheating. That wasn't cheating. But I have a different idea of cheating. So
yeah, what is that? It depends on
my idea of cheating. Literally, you're having sex with the opposite person.
Okay.
That's cheating to me. I honestly, like, I can care less what you said over the phone or whatever your intent. So that's just my opinion. Fair. But I don't. Was he wrong in what he did? That's between them.
I still say he was wrong. Is it cheating? I do agree.
I'm not saying I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
Because if that's what you seen, you like, hold on. That's how you act when I'm not around. You like, well, so where is this person?
It's a question of integrity.
It's a question of integrity.
Yes. Good word. Integrity. Yes. And then the fact that he wanted to act after the fact, like it wasn't even like that. She ain't even my type. We seen it. We seen this. Stop playing. Stop playing with us. Integrity. That's a good word. He was lacking integrity. We don't necessarily got to call it cheating or whatever, but it was definitely a moment where he was lacking some discretion. So.
True. So, that was awesome right there.
One more. Kiera Sheard came out. Yeah. I want to know y'all opinions on it. I am the single friend, so I want to know y'all opinions on it. So,
you knew it. Okay.
So Kiki came out and said that she does not let her friends stay at her home because she is a married woman. So Queen Naja came out and basically talked about the same thing. Because in theory, Kiki was saying, my friends go to a hotel. They don't stay at the home with me and my husband. So what do y'all think?
I think they both have PTSD.
Oh,
because that is just like extreme. Like my homegirl can call me up from California and say, I'm coming into Jersey and I need a place to stay. All right, bet. My husband can pick you up from the airport, because literally all Kiki is doing is giving her husband an easier route to cheat. Now he can go to the hotel room. You don't have to sneak around your house. Like, because clearly that's what type of friends you got. You got friends that want to sleep with people's husbands.
Yeah. I ain't even think about it from that perspective. She putting them in the hotels.
Yeah, you setting it up. Damn alley-oop.
It's not that deep to me. Like, that don't even cross my mind. I do have, like, there's people that's been in my circle where I'm like, yeah, you're not going to be anywhere around my husband. Not because I'm afraid he's going to do something, but I don't want to have to fuck you up. So it's a respect thing. So I do have people that I've been around where I got that energy, but they wouldn't stay at my house. I don't consider them my friends.
Exactly.
They just may be in my circle in some vicinity, but
I don't know. It's weird for a guy. So if I had a friend come here, I've never had that. I mean, we had a friend stay with us.
Yeah, live with us.
They lived with us, man, for a while. Yeah, I didn't.
Me and him would go to the mall together.
Yeah, I didn't think nothing of it. Like, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't even like a fact of try. I just never crossed my mind that would even occur, you know. But if you have, that means you know who's coming to your house.
Yeah.
You know what they're capable of, and you know that your spouse is going to act on those urges.
Yeah. And I hate that women putting all that on other women. Like,
exactly.
Taking it all away from the man and responsibility. Everything is the women. She got that Delilah spirit, what the Christian women say. No, it is your man.
Yeah.
Not her.
Yeah. I mean, but in the church, everything is the woman's fault anyway. Your skirt was too short, and that's why the men get excited. You know what I mean? So I do think there is some religious aspect to this. I mean, I've done an episode about purity culture, so you already know what type of time I'm on. It's a lot of blame on women in the Christian community and culture. And y'all do not have that smoke for the men. Y'all be tempting the men. Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't do that.
Yeah, we talked about that just on a general sense, how if a little 5 or 8 year old girl is just walking around and she has a skirt on or whatever,
or a 2-piece bathing suit,
whatever, and they're like, they're
like, cover her up, it's men around,
like yeah,
she's fast.
She's
right.
She's
5.
Right. Yeah, 8 or 5.
Right.
No, that's
right.
Because it's in your head. Your head is thinking about it in a sexual connotation. Like you
just sexualized her.
You need to fix yourself. Yeah, you need to fix yourself.
Exactly.
Because I didn't go and like, oh no, that's, come on, man.
Right. It's a kid.
It's a kid.
I'm glad y'all said this. I agree. I think there's layers to this too. But I also think it just starts with like, what is these girls' definition of a friend?
Yeah.
Like what?
Number one.
What is your definition of a friend? Is it one of those situations where it's like you're saying friend, but it's like, I mean, you cool girl, but I don't really fuck with you like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was my number one thing, is like, what is their definition of a friend? Like, I just don't understand. I just don't.
Yeah, I think women do that though. Women have like, I guess it's like a smoke and mirror kind of relationship. Like they don't have, there's no hard boundaries. If one person likes another more, they don't tell each other. Like when it comes to guys, like we know, like either we going to the bar with each other or I see you in the street. That's it. I think women, they told the line, and then like prime example, my mom had a friend. she called her. It was like, I want to come out and hang out with you and this, that, and the third. My mom was like, no.
Okay.
She told her no. Like, so it sent a message to the woman like, we ain't friends like that.
We ain't. I mean, you cool, but you're not my bitch.
Yeah, we ain't cool like that. So now she knows I can't go out there.
Yeah.
It's a hard no. And I think women don't set those boundaries. They don't tell each other.
Not all women.
Some women that do. Definitely.
It is hard though, because it's like, Melody, you might have seen this before, like when there's a guy, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I might have used to talk to him. You know what I mean? But we didn't sleep together. It was nothing like that. I went on, I don't believe in talking, but like, we went on like 2 or 3 dates, just wasn't a match, whatever. Like I have seen women turn around and like say, oh, that you can't talk to him because I used to.
No.
And so that's the thing with women. And it's like, well, it's girl code. We're friends. And I'm just kind of like,
no, we're not. And you just talk to them. So, like the world is small, especially in your region that you're in is even smaller. So you're cutting yourself off from all of these possibilities because of y'all shit not working.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm
and
sorry.
I would never say that. If I went out with a guy and it wasn't a match for whatever reason, listen, y'all gonna have your happy ending because it didn't work for us. But I'm not a hater bitch. So like, I'm like, oh, go ahead, talk to that nigga. Like, I'm not a hater though. But some girls, they just do feel like, hey.
Two people that don't talk to each other because of that. And the one person is actually like their relationship is amazing. It didn't work with the one relationship because they were just having fun. And I think he wanted more than fun. She wasn't ready for more than fun. But and they met the second two, they met organically on their own. Didn't even know that the other two had messed around. But by the time they found out, it was like the one friend was like, oh no, you need to cut that off. She's like, no, we're having I really vibe with him. I'm not cutting it off. So they like aren't friends, don't talk because of this. And to me, I'm like, that's just,
you said because of dick.
Yeah, and y'all and y'all are like grew up together and you're both in relationships. So I really don't understand.
So the other girls got a man too. Oh yeah, she's tripping.
Just a hater.
You got your own dude. It worked out for the other couple. And then my thing would be like, okay, why didn't it work out? Well, you said they just was having a fun time anyway. Like, women I'm gonna do an episode about this, but the territorialness over men. Their territorialness is not a word, but it's gonna be a word today. Like, that's what it is. The girls get very territorial over the guys. I was just curious because I was just like, I don't even know what y'all define as a friend, because nobody I would call a friend I'm scared to have around my partner. And this is coming from someone who, when I was young, I was betrayed by one of my best friends. I was very young, and this is like, it defined a lot for me in dating. But even someone who was betrayed by a friend, I'm still kind of like, like, what? I know what a real friend is. You know what I mean? I was stabbed in the back, but that doesn't mean in my future girlfriend relationships, I'm just like, but I still can't trust these bitches around my man. And it's happened to me. But I just pick better friends now. That is y'all goofies this week. So I talked about the first one before, but I wanted these guys' input. And then we didn't talk about the Queen Naja Kiki shared one, but I wanted to bring that up. I did think it was some goofy shit, because I'm just like, these ain't y'all folks, clearly, if they can't stay at your damn house. Those goofies. All right, guys, it is time for the main segment. So there was an episode that I did many, many months ago where I talked about what your single friends want you to know. Right. And so this was just me talking about, life. I've been single for a long time, you guys. I'm sure you listen to my show. I've been single for a long time, but dated a lot. And I just talked about, navigating my life as a single woman and things that I just wish I could tell my friends who were taken, coupled, married, whatever the case may be. There shouldn't be, but there's this separation sometimes because, one person's single, one person's in a relationship, or whatever the case may be. Right. And I don't like that. I started this show from the beginning. The very first episode, I talked about your relationship status does not define who you are as a person or your experiences. However, life for single people and married people are different, but I don't like there to be separation between the two. So in that episode, I just wanted to say, this is what I want my taken friends to know. And I said in that show, I wanted to do a callback to it and have a married couple or, some people in a relationship come on and give us the opposite. I'm all about fairness and perspective here. So I am doing something very different. I'm scared. These Unprofessional Opinion Podcast folks is crazy, as y'all can tell already. This is something a little bit different, but I'm actually going to let them take over. So we're doing a takeover today, okay? They're about to take over the main segment. They're going to give us what your taken friends, your married friends, your couple friends want you to know. So they talking to us singles now. I ain't gonna let them get crazy. I'm gonna hold us down, but go ahead, y'all.
Reel us back in if we go too far.
I'm gonna reel y'all back in, but you guys have the floor. Go ahead.
No problem. Well, it's weird because we done a show similar to this, talking about privilege.
Yeah.
Okay. And we really went into detail, and it all started because of a single friend of mine told me I speak to him from a place of privilege. You found a woman that you have been friends with for so long, so you have no idea what it's like out here. And this is coming from a man that literally just he's in it for the thrill. It's not about relationship with him.
He for the streets.
Pretty much so. And I told him that. And I said, he's like, but you don't know, these women. I said, well, you looking for the woman that want to be seen. You're not looking for the one that want to be at home and taking care of you. So don't get upset when you find what you're looking for. Right? So I Mel, you can start it off. You can go ahead. I'll piggyback.
Yeah, I'll do one. You do one. We both. All right.
Go for it.
So first, I just want to say, y'all cute out there. Y'all single girls, y'all cute. A lot of y'all younger than me, but I'm not scared that y'all bitches is gonna take my man.
Oh God!
So all married women are not afraid that y'all gonna take our men. I don't care. Like, first of all, you cannot take my man.
Let's start there.
If you wanted to, help us out, cook some dinner or something like that, and help with the bills, whatever. I mean, we can talk about it. Maybe we can set something up because I can use some help. But I want like single women, like the people that I'm around, to feel comfortable, like hanging out with me and my husband, hanging out with the group that we hang out with. We're not gonna be the bitter women sitting in the corner talking about you. I might be your wingman, like come out and like, or we can set you up. I don't know if we know.
Have y'all done that? Have y'all set up a single friend?
Well, so when we would go out a lot of times, Mel's a social butterfly, so she'll spot out anybody, and we were in Jamaica, and this girl come out of nowhere. We ended up setting her up with my brother who was there because we was there for a wedding,
but she was my friend. She was my friend for the whole night.
For the whole night, out of nowhere. I'm like, where did she go? So,
I just like talking to like really like unique, beautiful people, and usually like guys, like women that guys can be intimidated by. We went to your work function,
yeah.
And it was this girl. She was so pretty. I met her in the bathroom, and she was like,
usually where she meets them.
She was like doing her hair, and she was like, she was like, I don't know nobody here. I feel like people are, just being weird, and I don't. I was like, come with me. I don't really know nobody here. I don't work here, so. But I remember going before we went into the bathroom. Rashad is saying like, oh, they think she stuck up. They scared to go talk to her. And when I came out, I was like, she's not stuck up at all. She's really nice. So I just was going around introducing her to people. And his one supervisor was like, how's your wife talking to the baddest bitch here? And I was like, because I'm cool like that. Like I'm a good wingman.
Okay, so can't wait for you to come to DC. Jersey's only 4 hours away. Okay, noted.
What about you?
So I started off slow, and I was listening. You said, what do you want your single friend to know? And I bring it back down. It's like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for superficial attributes in this person? Because you're not gonna find them. You know what I mean? They're just not there. You're not gonna find somebody with this, perfect waist and curves everywhere. They're gonna have flaws. Me personally, I love flaws in a person because it's character, right? So I would ask them, what are you looking for? Do you just want simplify that?
Right.
Water it down, simplify, and find out what it is. What are you literally looking for? And you find out the older you get in life, the smaller the list is. Because you don't care. You don't care. 9 times out of 10, people that are single that are looking for people are, they'll get in that conversation. What are you looking for in a woman? And they name like 30 things.
Yeah.
And out of those 30 things on that list, she only had 5 of them. And so now she tends to go back, she do the Homer Simpson in the bushes stunt kind of thing. Like, I'm gonna step back because I only have 5 of these things on the list, and I barely have these attributes that he's.
But I don't like that question for that reason. But it's really because I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care what your 30 list of whatever is. I may only have 5 of those things, and you gonna get with this winning team or you not. Like, either you fuck with me or you don't. And you have people who have these long ass lists of what they're looking for, and then you meet their next partner, and it's just like,
what the hell is this?
You're talking all this shit, you know what I mean? And so that's why I talk a lot about like actual non-negotiables. Your actual non-negotiables, hard stops, it is a short list. Yeah, it's like 3 things, 3 or 4. That's just like, I don't do cigarette smoking, I don't do mean people. Like, it's like hard stop. The other stuff,
I can work around.
Exactly. But single people don't always have that, like.
Well, because they have a lot of options.
Yeah.
But as you get older, your options are not options anymore. We talk all the time about, as married people, the things that we thought we needed to know when we came in this, I've forgot more shit than I can tell you. Like, we don't have options. I don't have an option in this because I have other people I have to take care of within this union. So my options are smaller. But I asked that, I think that's one of the key points. Like, that's a key question. What are you looking for?
What do you actually want?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when you say if you're going on a vacation and so you go to bookit.com or whatever, or booking, and you put in, the more filters you put in, the less options you have.
Oh, you better bring it full circle.
We'll have what? I mean, how many times we've done that, right?
Yeah, you're like this
30, like 15 spots, and then it dropped down to 10, 5, and then to 1. Like, this is where we going. This is who, Mel had options. She had. She was,
I really didn't.
She was hot foot, super thin, 6-pack,
What is this revisionist history? Mel is not having it.
No. I was like, I lived in LA and I was thin and no butt. I had like just a little bit of everything. And all they wanted was a video vixen at that time. So that was not me.
Corinne Steffens.
Definitely want to tell my single friends that all men don't cheat. Okay, it's a lot of some thotty women out here, so let's stop saying that it's all men, because I know a lot of men that don't cheat. So don't go in with the preconceived notion that it's going to happen to you. Like, actually have fun, enjoy yourself.
I want to. Can we really talk about this cheating thing? I think like it is blown out of proportion. Like, it is.
Wait, in what way?
It's not even taboo. Like, it's not. It's like you're almost, as a man or a man in a relationship, almost like given the key. You should do it because you're gonna get treated bad anyway.
Yeah, and because you're gonna get. It's acceptable for you. Like,
you're supposed to do it. Like, I knew you were going to do it anyway.
Yeah. I
told Mel, I said, as a young black man coming up in the world, we already have a bad reputation. We already got 2 strikes against us. So when we get in a relationship, and she can ask her, when I actually went to her doorstep and I was a gentleman, I got cursed out on the first day. So because I already had 2 strikes, I'm a dark male in Los Angeles. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know, right? But when it comes to cheating, like, why are we talking about this? Why don't we talk about the real reason why men sneak around? Either they're insecure or lacking something, right?
And it has nothing to do with the woman and what she is or is not doing.
No, it has nothing to do.
No, she could be Betty Crocker.
Yeah.
Hell, Beyonce got cheated on. Lala got the baddest. Arguably the baddest bitches in America have gotten cheated on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, it ain't got nothing to do with them.
No, it had everything to do with the man and his ego or how he feel. And then they go back and want to apologize. It's like, well, let's stop making this a big deal. It's really not a big deal, because at the end of the day, either you're going to leave or you're going to stay.
And 9 times out of 10, you're going to stay.
That's
Y'all
it.
Shaking the table. Y'all are
That's
shaking the table.
Let's be honest. Like, if what you talking about?
Y'all are shaking the table. Y'all saw that clip of Tamar Braxton. I've talked about this before, where it was the Braxton family values, and they were like at the dinner table. And the mom, I think it was their mom, the Braxton mom, that was just kind of like, don't bother a man about cheating if you're not gonna do nothing about it, basically. Cut out all that hooping and hollering. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what she was saying.
Well,
I actually lost a friend over that, because she wasn't really a good friend, but I lost a friend because we were going out and the guys were going out. And she said, do you want to go and see where the guys are going? And I said, no, I got a babysitter, not to stalk. I'm going out. Like, let's
right. We in the streets, sis.
So she was like, no, I want to see if he's doing something. And I said, well, has he done something before? And she was like, yeah. And I said, well, and what happened? She was like, well, we worked it out. She stayed. And I said, well, can we get past the part where you ruined my night and we stalk him and just get to the part where you stay? And she was hot. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Girl, that was fighting words. Jeez. I appreciate the honesty though and the directness, because it's just like you wasting both of our time. You ain't gonna do nothing. Right. You wasting both of our time.
Let that man cheat in peace.
Yes.
Nah, see, I don't believe in that cheating in peace shit. Nah, I ain't. Nah.
If you're not gonna do like she said, if you're not gonna do anything about it, then like what are we talking about?
Here's my thing. If I feel like this, and from a man's perspective, if I'm gonna do it, I always tell Mel, if I'm gonna fuck up, meaning she gonna be able to pay my house off.
Oh,
I'm like, no, like
he said he's cheating up.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking all the way up.
Yeah, like, Oprah.
You know, yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Absolutely. She's like, I'm not for what? I'm out here I'm getting some out of this. Like you didn't ruin my life. My kids got to go to therapy now.
Oh,
you know what I mean? No.
I love that you're talking about the consequences, because they do not consider the consequences.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's my world. So you done turned my world upside down for a few nights of some oohing and ahhing. And now I gotta live with it for the rest of my life. No, at least I can come back and say, well, Mel, you know what? The little 13 minutes I spent in there, at least you got a new house out of it, paid off, and you know, you have a new car. Student loans is good.
Listen, it's a TV show, or it was a movie about that too. But what if on Netflix kind of has that concept? She basically said, I will give you like all this money, but I need a night with your husband, and he has to sign a non-disclosure and can't tell you what happened.
Yeah,
it tore their asses up. It tore them.
It's up. Like, you seen the movie Indecent Proposal?
That's what it was based off. Yep.
Yeah, so
that's what it was based off.
That was one of the questions. I was like, if that was the case, you know, a man couldn't take it. I mean, if you've seen Indecent Proposal, he couldn't take it.
Yeah,
it had nothing. She was just like, I'm here. First of all, I'm like, Mel. That happened. I'm like, really? Are we considering this? But she'd probably be like, how much? You gotta go do that. You know what I mean?
Listen, picture. We got a mansion now. I mean,
one night.
Just saying.
Like, she's gonna pimp me out.
Right. That right. She just like, I mean,
she's just like, watch where you place the man milk. That's what you need to worry about.
I do agree with you though, Mel. I recently did a post on the page about it was something to the effect of stop saying that there are no good men out there, and then at the same time looking for a good man. Yeah. And so I was just kind of like, I don't say men ain't shit. I don't say all men cheat. I'm very careful, and you know, and I tell this to my listeners too, don't generalize, first of all, because, you know, it kind of makes you look silly saying stuff like, oh, men cheat and oh, men ain't shit and blah, 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 blah. That's silly, because we all personally know people who are faithful. You know what I mean? But from a single perspective, saying stuff like, there ain't no good man out there. So what you hoping for then? What's all this black love goes? Why you care then? You know?
I think the men that go through the most are the best men you can find. They probably went through a dirty phase. They probably went through a baby mom that's just wasn't right, or you know, child support. You know, once you get through all those dark times, I mean, they might be the best person you can ever meet, and they have a story behind it. You know, so it's almost like a criminal coming out of jail. You know what I mean? Like he gets out, if he get the right opportunity, the right things in front of him, he's gonna flourish.
Right. So I've definitely seen that happen.
Yeah, don't put them in a certain category and assume that they're just gonna be, you know, dogs for it. I've seen people change.
I have too. I have seen that in my personal life, people that I know that are married now, and the past history, he did all his dirt, had all his shit, you know, but completely different, transforming now. And but the caveat is he didn't do that to her. She wasn't sitting here going through all his motions. So this whole struggle, love, ride or die, I don't like none of that shit. No. Where we going and why I gotta die? Like, I'm not your girl. I want Lawrence when he at Silicon Valley, not at Best Buy. Like,
see, but hold on, see that now Lawrence at Best Buy. I'm gonna tell you, you can tell a woman wrote that, and I'm gonna stop. You can tell a woman wrote that because, first of all, a man that got a woman that's working at a bank, she has a good job, she's cute, She don't have any kids. He's inviting her to stuff. She's feeding him and screwing him on a regular. Like, he ain't gonna, and he's going somewhere. He ain't gonna leave her. He ain't gonna treat her bad. He ain't gonna disrespect her or treat her. He's not. He's not gonna do that. I said, I want that. Whoever wrote this just don't understand. They didn't understand. But it was a good episode. It's making us argue. It was a great episode.
I don't know. I just feel like I don't want the man when he down. Like, and that's not to say that I wouldn't. At a certain point in my life, I would have taken the guy who was working on it. At my big age now, Silicon Valley Lawrence, period. Come healed.
But that's great. That's great. You have that. That's great. You have that.
I actually feel that way, and I give that advice to single women, and when you're looking, like, because there are a lot of women that will support a man that's struggling.
They will.
Working hard. I'm like, no, you don't have to do this for the rest of your life. You can find somebody that grew when you grew. Like, if you're in your 30s, you shouldn't be struggling that hard most of your 30s. Like, I can see some hard times, but if every day is a hard time, year after year, you still struggling, right? I'm not right for you. Like, I'm not doing that in my 30s, and I'm not doing that.
But how do you differentiate, to Rashad's point? Like, how do you differentiate between a man who is like, Lawrence was trying, you know what I mean? And eventually he made it. But
okay,
I ain't gonna be around for that. But you know, like, he was trying, and I don't even know why him and Big Booty broke up. I don't even remember that.
Because he wanted to hang out. She was ghetto. She was ghetto, and it wasn't. I remember
the cookout and the family.
He was used to a certain type of woman.
Okay.
His fault. That's why I said a woman wrote this, because he was. He would have never went out with her if he wasn't feeling her like that. But he was hurt. I know somebody personally that went through exactly, like, they didn't want to wait. They got with this guy who was struggling. He was in school, who is now a pretty good friend of mine. Who's a detective, right? But while he was going to school and working, he didn't have time. She wasn't patient enough for that to materialize, right? And it ended up hurting her in the long run, because she really loved him, but she let him go. And now he's married with 2 kids, and she just got married last year. Like, and this was almost 12, 15 years ago, when they broke up. So he moved on easily, you know. And I can tell, when I did speak to her, I can tell it bothered her that she said I should have waited. I should have just been patient enough to, you know.
It's hard though.
No.
It's hard because it just be like, I don't know. Like I said, I am out of that Tasha phase where I'm dealing with a man like Lawrence at Best Buy. But it is hard because people do go through challenges. You know what I mean? And that's very normal. But for people who are dating, this is a theory I heard, and I want y'all to let me know your thoughts on this. But the theory I heard is basically a man can never really pour into you when he's still working on his own stuff. If he's still working on getting where he needs to be in his career, if he's still working on just his own stability, he can't put all his focus on you. So if you're going to try to date a man like that, you just kind of have to know that you're not going to be his number one priority. That is the theory that I've heard.
Hold on. So I moved here at 23. I had no one, right? So when I started in my career, we had arguments because she didn't understand, like, I'm not making that much money, but in the future it gets greater later.
Okay.
So if she would have got a glimpse of the future, like I did, she wouldn't have done or treated me the way she did in that period. You know what I mean? Because and that, I think that's the thing with women. Like, it sucks to say, and I don't mean to say it this way, but sometimes they like vision. You know, and men, we're visionary. I'm gonna take care of you. Just let me do it. Let me get to this point where I can actually make things happen for you, and it becomes a lot more comfortable for you. In the meantime, it's gonna look rough, but you will be stable. You will have a home. You will have the lights will be on. If you won't have nice china and shit in the cabinets,
not
we'll
yet.
have bowls. Right, not yet. But we'll have the basics. I'll set the foundation. You make it a home, right? So lacking vision and being patient, I think, is key. It's key. And I'll let her speak for herself. But we ran into a lot of trouble with that. In fact, we're another couple we're dealing with is literally going through that right now because they lack vision. And I'm like, you guys got to be patient.
Someone asked, it was a question, and someone asked, what is something that you learned? Well, I think I posted it. What is something that you learned from your marriage? And I thought about it, and it would definitely be that patience is more important than communication. And I actually heard somebody say that, because you can communicate all day, but if you're not patient enough to listen to what you're communicating and to actually see that vision, that's when it becomes a problem. And granted, like, we can speak about, me as a woman being patient, but I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't raised with patient women. I had to learn how to be a wife and learn how to be patient woman. And so I'm learning as he's going. I'm like, I want to go out. I want to do this.
You're like, I'm ready to go. And he's like, we gonna get there. And you're just like, but I want to go now.
Right. And see, the ideal man would be a man in his like 40s that's kind of established. Gets with a girl around there 26 to 30. And they're at that range. But then what happens when he's 60?
Yeah, then it'll be terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why you grow with each other. You go through the pitfalls and try to understand, and you find that mate. I think, one of the points that I'm saving my points, Jazmine, you are not gonna let me get all my points out on this one.
I can listen. This is y'all take over. Do your thing.
But I do see some value in what you're saying, because you are dating at longer than we dated. So I feel like some things are going to be different. Like some things that you're looking for, you do have to be like, that has to be a hard no for you. Whereas for me, it wouldn't have been a hard no. I would have been like, oh, you can build yourself up.
Yeah.
No, not
Yeah, that's a good point. Y'all were younger.
Speaking from privilege now, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, it is true. You're in an age, like I finished college, I probably bought a home, or I'm ready to buy a home. Where is that man that's going to come help me build this empire?
Right. And maybe you'll get to a point where you're established, and you can say to him, now you go work on your dream. Now that we did what we had to do, now you can go work on that dream that you were talking about. But we can't be both working on stuff and we don't have nothing.
That is it right there. That's it right there. Okay. Because John's been trying to quit her full-time job. She's trying to be a full-time podcaster and event planner. She don't want to work full-time. Like, and I got us later. Like, you see my vision. Okay.
Right.
I got us later.
But a lot, and to man's point, we lack vision too, because we like, man, that shit ain't gonna. This is right here. This is real dirt. You feel it? Yeah. I'm playing in it right now. This is going to materialize some money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. It goes on both sides. It does.
It's hard figuring out which men are blowing smoke up your asses or not. Like I said, I'm definitely out of the whole Best Buy Lawrence phase. But at the time, at the time, I was like, yes, I'm gonna build you up. We're gonna both do our thing. We're gonna build this empire. We're gonna take over together. But it's like some men just be blowing smoke, and I might do an episode about this, but it is hard to figure out, okay, who is telling you bullshit or not. But I think it comes down to women not falling for potential.
Yeah.
We got a big problem with that. We got a big problem with the potential thing. He just, speaking for me, one of my exes, like he was very smart, very, very smart. He could be like a mechanical engineer. Like he was very intelligent, but he was on bullshit. but I was like, he's so smart. Everyone has to see how smart he is. But that never came to fruition. You know what I mean?
Have you seen the movie? I think it's called Palimony or Acrimony.
Oh God.
Acrimony. So I watched it twice. The first time I watched it, I saw one thing and I was like really on her side, right? But then I watched it from a different lens and I was like, damn, you know, why didn't we want to believe him? Why didn't we want to believe him, right? Because he showed you what he's capable of. We've seen all that, but she was always angry at him, so it made us angry in the film, right? And I get it. No one wants to believe in a pipe dream. You know what I mean? And I totally understand. You know, do it when you can. And I think, you know, I know you mentioned Kevin Samuels, but you know, me and my brother argue about this because I'm one of those people that live in the real world. Not all women are the way he described, and he definitely don't live in my world, and I don't live in his.
Yeah,
you know, I don't shop at Hermes. So when you talk about a high value, how do you put a value on somebody's pocket? Like you can't, right?
This whole thing.
No, I mean honestly, you can't. Like,
and it doesn't make sense
on a person. Like, what are we talking about? So yeah. It's just it's all for clickbait. But I say that because as men, we are searching for something. That's why those conversations are allowed to come about, because we're searching just like women are searching. Black people are searching for certain things. We want to have these status symbols and all this other things. But I think we need to get back to just being good people, being good humans, and not allowing us to. Yeah, that's just be. I can sit down and like have a conversation and kind of learn from you, and then, you know, look into your eyes and be like, I can see my daughter in you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Organically.
Yeah. I do have a question for you, and I want you to answer this.
I got questions for y'all too. Go ahead.
best you can. And this is not a poll. I just want to get your opinion. Okay. When is sex better? Is it better A, before a dinner date? B, after the date? Or C, just spontaneous?
Before, after, what? All right, I got questions. Are we talking like a first date? Is this someone that I've been seeing? Like, what's the context?
Yeah, this context matters. So, been dating for a year.
Spontaneous. I don't think it really matters. If you've been dating for a year.
But no, I'm asking you, when is it the best? When is it the best?
When is the best? I still say spontaneous.
Spontaneous?
Yeah, I still say spontaneous. Okay. Like, it's cool if we do it before and go out afterwards. It's cool if we do it after and chill, you know, like, to me.
For some reason, we got to get that out. Well, when you get a little older, I'm just going to fast forward you a little bit. Before is always better.
Okay. Y'all was going to say, you was going somewhere with this. I was like.
Because you get sleepy when you get in the car. Turn the heat on.
Afterwards, niggas ready to go home, get in the bed,
get the shower, and go to sleep. But yeah, I figure I would ask that question. That was actually polled between men between the ages of 35 and 55, and all of them pretty much said before.
Dang. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that was
okay. You gave us some trivia here.
I learned something new.
Yeah.
Me too.
Even though that's never happened to us.
Because we
always in a rush.
So beforehand, trying to get out the house. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before, we always running late. So that's us. We talked about, you know, I tell my single friend. You did yours, which was a very good one too. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I talked about being a human, but I guess I would tell my single friend, or tell him like, yo, you don't deserve anything. Mm-hmm. Nothing is deserved. You know, you don't possess anyone. You don't own anyone. They are their own person. The joy is them allowing you to be in their presence. right? That's what you tell them, and that it's always like the ABC method, drawing them back to the basics and allowing them to go, okay, let me humble myself when I go on this date. I'm not gonna be an asshole and talk about college stories.
I don't deserve any cookie for
paying
for this meal.
Yeah.
She don't deserve a bag for talking to me,
right?
Like, for indulging me.
Yeah. So, it's one of those things. I honestly believe in it.
I agree with that. I agree. It's a lot of entitlement out in these streets. Like you said, folks take you out on a date and think they deserve something. But on the flip side, I had a guy friend say this to me about how women think because they invested a certain amount of time, they deserve something too.
Like what?
Like a relationship and a title and a ring. Yes. Yeah. I mean, we can go all day.
All right, so was this discussed before? Like, do we have this conversation before we got into this quote unquote relationship?
I think the conversation should be had, but then I got into a conversation recently about an ultimatum. We talked about giving men ultimatums. I've seen it successful. I feel like you've got to give ultimatums in the first place.
My family gave me an ultimatum. They told me, you need to make an honest woman out of her or else. And my Aunt Diane did that, and she would really hurt me if I didn't.
She's sweet.
Yeah, she's sweet to you. She's sweet to you. So don't get it twisted.
She chose her side.
Yeah, she did, because they really liked her. But the ultimate, I mean, I think we do that because we want an ending. We want something that's going to tell us where we're going. We need navigation. Tell me what I'm doing.
Yeah, but I think it kind of sets you up for just arguments throughout your relationship.
Resentment.
Yeah, because
people feel like they've been forced to do something.
Yeah, definitely.
Which goes into the next thing that I want to tell my single friends, that you can't manipulate your way into a relationship or through a relationship. So, and this goes for men and women.
Is that speaking from experience, or you?
No,
you got a good story. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
I don't have a good story, not from experience, but I think people try to manipulate the hell out of one another. It's like, you hear all the time about women holding out on sex.
I was gonna say, because y'all commented on my post the other day. So yes.
So, because I feel like it's manipulation on both aspects. Like he's the man, that is being dishonest and trying to make it seem as if he's interested, but only just wants to have sex. That's disgusting. That's not even that's manipulation, but it's kind of nasty, like disgusting.
Yeah.
Why?
It's sleazy.
Why?
It is sleazy.
It's you're not forcing somebody, but you're playing games to get a result when you literally could just
be honest.
Somebody, that wants to accept that. Be honest, right? Or get to know this person.
You worked at an auto mechanic shop before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you remember women coming up there with the shortest and tightest trying to get their car fixed.
That's what but we talking about.
We talking about the same thing, but I'm just saying, I'm just using that as an example because they will do it. Is it sleazy because she's trying to get her car fixed for like that's cheaper price? Or? Yes,
but this is not in a relationship. I'm saying in life, people are gonna manipulate the hell out of the system.
That's not.
But I'm saying in relation, I'm talking about a woman can't manipulate her way or a man into a relationship, and you can't do it throughout your relationship. So I'm saying if her intent is to get a relationship out of these days, and she doesn't want to sleep with him, or she's not doing this because she wants to see where it goes. Like, that's probably not gonna work because
let me tell you something.
I agree with them.
Men are not as dumb as we think. We know when we're being taken advantage of. Just like women know when they're being taken advantage of.
And I do have a story, so go ahead.
Yeah, we know. We know. Bottom line, if I ain't touched and we cuddle, she telling me we're 20-something years old, and she's like, no, I'm just waiting for, to get married and all other stuff. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Because I'm being honest, like, I you not waiting for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're not waiting for me. But if she tells me that, and this is the other side, if she actually tells me like, I'm waiting for you, not I'm waiting for my husband, I'm waiting for you. So I don't want to do this. We'll figure out some ways to satisfy you in the meantime.
Okay.
Then I can understand. That's the honest conversation. But most women don't do that. They go, I'm waiting for my husband. So now I'm like, well, who the fuck is this person?
Yeah.
Right? Like you like.
But I don't even think a lot of women, it's not even about the husband part. It's just like, I don't want to be played.
Exactly. So. Which is why I agree with you. Like, I've talked about this, like, I don't want to be giving out the goodies because someone may have been manipulated. Because some men, this is why I don't agree with the 90-day rule. Men will fucking dump you on day 91 if that was his end goal. You know, and some men will fuck you on day 1 and marry your ass. You know, like I've seen it play out in both perspectives, but I don't agree with the 90-day rule because I'm just like, be organic. I don't believe in keeping a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Be organic, so you can't neither person can manipulate their way into it.
So you telling me, Jazmine, you don't enjoy sex just as well as the man?
It's not about that. What is more important for me? I don't want to get played, and that's the thing. Men be fucking this up for all of us.
You got multiple orgasms. You won.
And then I got left on red the next day.
Like she wanted a relationship, so why is that? That's getting played.
Why do we eat ice cream?
And then I caught all these orgasms and I got left on red the next day.
Ice cream box is empty. That was it.
That's your privilege thing against speaking. You're in a relationship when you're telling this woman that just get turned like a knob, just like whoever wanted you wanted.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
You don't want to keep getting used. You know, it's about being used.
Of course not. You don't want to be used.
Get left on red the next day.
Like, and that's what's out here. I get it. That's what's out here. And you know, guys they'll do that.
But girls do it too. That's what I'm saying. Like girls will, like, if I do this, then he's going to think I'm wife potential. No, he doesn't, because he's not trying to marry you. So this is the wrong person. Now I do know someone who actually their rules was to go on 3 dates before they had sex.
That's reasonable.
And then the man that she was dating, he was like, oh, okay, we're gonna get these 3 dates out the way. So he took her on 3 dates that week.
Oh, she told him?
Yeah, she told him she was
she fucked that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta no, it made it like a good conversation because they started out, they were friends first. They were friends trying to help each other, trying to find dates. And they ended up being like one and the same thing.
Total rom-com. I'm writing it right now.
Yeah.
So
that is a rom-com.
She told him that was what it was. So he's like, oh, we getting these dates out of the way. So he took her on like really good dates, like 3. So in a week they did like their dates was like a couple of hours, and they would go and they would talk. So by the time like she didn't have like it wasn't like, oh, I gotta have sex with him because it's the third date. Like she really was like, she was head over heels.
Turn up.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if y'all have these conversations, it could be fun. It could be like a challenge. Like, let's see, how this play out.
Turn up. I don't know. I'm cautious. Even if women do have like 90-day rules and stuff, I'm just cautious because it's like some men will play the game. If I'm literally giving you a roadmap to the pussy, like literally, you know what I mean? And so like, I don't know, maybe that makes me manipulative. I'm just like, but I don't have like hard cut rules either. Yeah. Like for me, let's just get to know each other and let it flow organically.
Yeah, like, what is like getting to know each other? What is that? I agree. You should be honest. I totally agree. You should be honest, but I'm straightforward. I like to think I'm straightforward. If a conversation is like not happening for me or they're talking about something, I mean, you would see it on my face. I'll be like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Like, you know, but that's a lot of work to be trying to go on dates, and
people do it though.
That's a lot of work for nothing.
It is. I agree. It's nonsense. But some guys will play the end game, or worse, some guys the girls will say, well, I don't have sex until I'm in a relationship. 2 months later, they're in a relationship, and because he's ready to fuck, you know what I mean? And so it's like, I'm also not going to give you the rope to hang me with either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say I only do these things, because I used to say that when I was younger, but now I'm like, we need to get sex out of the way, because you can't be my nigga if you're not. If it's not hitting for what it's supposed to hit for, you can't even be my man. Like, so I feel differently now that I'm a little bit older, but I have gotten to that point where I'm just kind of like, it's hot out in these streets.
Yep, you're gonna be highly upset. You're gonna get in a relationship and he's licking your thighs.
Like, I just don't understand how the girls do it. I hate the whole, you got to test drive the car, but shit, I agree. Like,
you are. I mean, I get it.
90 days is a long time too. I couldn't do a 90-day rule. That's a long time.
No, we literally didn't do anything for like 7.5 months.
17.
She was also a teenager.
I'm not going 90
do nothing
days
for like 7-8 months. Like, it went 8.5 months.
The fact that he still remembers this 20 years later is hilarious.
It wasn't her choice. It's because we had conversation, because we talked about certain things. I didn't pressure her at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even care about it. It wasn't a thought. I didn't. But once it happened, I'm like, what are you doing on Wednesday at 2:30? But yeah, it was a long time. It was really,
yeah.
we really got to know each other. We found out a lot of things about each other. But you're right, conversation, I'm not gonna take away that. Honesty, like, if you find out a guy's like, I don't go below the waist with my tongue.
Next.
Right? Right, but at least you know. At least you know.
What are we doing here?
Right, at least you know. You
Good
know,
luck.
like,
Best wishes.
Right. So you're like, all right, I'm out of
Buenos
here.
no chase.
Yeah. This is not happening.
I'm too grown for that.
If a guy here, she be like, a woman say the same thing. You can be like, oh,
lying.
Yeah.
I would be like, lying. Just, if a woman said that, you're lying.
And she tell me, I'm like, really? I'm just gonna leave it alone.
In
But
what
I think,
world?
yeah.
You don't do what? Okay.
My thing.
It was nice talking to you.
I have limitations, but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
what else I got for us single folks?
I have this one was really hard because there's a lot of hurt people out there, right? There's a lot of hurt people out there. They walk around, they feeling like you won't believe. And it seems like it's more now than it was when I was 20. I don't know why. But hurt people are dangerous. My analogy is most boxers, when they got hit by a punch, you don't walk in there too fast because they'll retaliate because they're desperate. So they're trying to hit you with everything they have. And a lot of hurt people do that. They hit you with everything they have because they've been hurt and they're guarded. So I would tell my single friends is, learn how to listen. Learn how to listen and pick your battles. Okay. Because certain battles are not worth it. Okay. At all. Like, sometimes you meet somebody and they tell you all the right things. They tell you, I've been hurt before, I have these issues. And next thing you know, they're on the dance floor partying, because they're hurt. I'm trying to live my life, but you're like, I don't understand what you want me to do. You want me to have coffee with you or do shots? You got to pick your battles.
Right.
So walk away from the ones that want to do shots. If they ain't trying to heal, they still trying to party their life away, run.
Heal first. I agree with that. I agree.
To my single friends, married people don't have boring sex.
Really?
We don't have boring sex.
I have boring sex. I think y'all are just boring in general. I think y'all day is very monotonous. Let me rephrase.
You really?
Ooh.
I do. So? Y'all are so structured.
No, we're not.
not. That's a problem too.
No, we're not.
Okay, this is where y'all educate us.
Okay, so you get up in the morning, right? You get ready for work, correct? Right. So do we. However we get to work, via car, whatever, we got to sit in traffic, this, and the third. But we also have a thing that throws wrenches in our plan. Our plan is just to get in the car, go to work, probably drop the kids off at school, go to work, right? Something might throw a wrench in our plan. Kid might get sick, something wrong with the car, traffic, we can't go a certain way. It throws a wrench in our plan. My intentions when I got up this morning is when I get home, I want to touch her. That's what I want to do. But I have the element of somebody getting sick at school. That killed it. Work stressed me out. That killed it.
Oh.
Traffic. That killed it.
Oh.
And on top of that, she had the same thing I had going on. And she's worried about her child. And now I don't get to have I don't have that feeling of intimacy I want to have. I can't even expel it because I'm tired.
Yeah, just exhausted.
I'm exhausted because of the day. We got to work through that. So married people have to find ways to keep it. We don't have to keep it spicy, especially if you marry somebody that's attractive, or you're like me. I'm attracted to flaws. I love quote unquote people flaws. She told me she gained weight the other day. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay. Tell me more.
You're like, okay.
So I didn't have to learn to do that. So maybe, God put me on earth to just be this married man and accept, my partner as they come, their growth, their change. But my intentions, like I said, was I wanted to go home, be intimate, and have like a good night. That's what kills it. The kids, they're in between.
The craziness of the day.
Finding, because sometimes I'm looking at him like I'm trying to talk to him on phone. His coworkers keep interrupting. Then we come home, the kids interrupt. I'm like, oh, I just want to tell you my story.
Yeah.
Do y'all have scheduled date nights and stuff, or do y'all just like spontaneous?
No. So our date night, we make them. So on Wednesdays, we try to do like a bath night or something.
Oh yeah, y'all did talk about that on Liquor Talk.
Okay. We binge watch shows. We'll go out too. We have a couple friends like we'll go to their house and our kids or like they'll play together. We like break up and we tell each other about like the drama we got, and then we get back together and we all like we go to smoke cigars with each other with this couple, and we go on a couple trips. So we do like a couple trips throughout the year.
Kind of refreshing. But date night is our recent date night. We took our 7-year-old. and he ordered food and
so it was family date night.
It was fun.
Our 7-year-old is like, he just minds his own business. Yeah. So we were actually able to have a really good conversation. But I would say like as far as it not being boring, like we don't have a schedule. Like we had sex one night and the next day in the morning he woke up to sex again. So it could be like that, or it could be
a lot of and so
talking.
And I'll be honest, it's hard for me to go a long period with it's more of a touch. She is like my best friend, so it's really hard to go a long time with just like being. I like live in her center. Like I just love I live in her center. So and I need that. There's certain things that go on in my head now that it just make me go, I'm easily turned off. Like it can be anything I thought about. So it's not boring sex. Boring sex that means you're bored with the person that you are, and you're seeking somebody to bring this new person out of you. They're not. You suck right now. You need to figure out a way to be better. you gotta learn how to be better. It's never the partner. Oh, they gained weight. They did this. No, it's you. It's in your head and how you view that person. Now, if they, they're biting you in the wrong spot, that Like what he said, like after 10 years, it used to be cool 10 years ago.
It's not cool now.
It's not cool now.
And that is, I feel like that's what keeps it not boring, because you got to have conversations like, I don't really like that no more. Like, do this instead. So we do that. We're not like doing crazy stunts or nothing like that. That's not happening. But we do make time for that and keep it spicy. And we do have like a goal where our friends notice too, like if we go in a room somewhere, they'll look for us because they don't want us. We have a goal to sleep do something in someone's bathroom everywhere we go.
What?
They're like, not in this bathroom.
So y'all go over people's house and y'all be sneaking off.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That might be the only time.
That's fun though. That keeps the excitement going. You know what I mean? Like that's not boring out. I don't think couples have boring sex. Well, mostly. No. Now we do hear. So one of my exes that I was talking about earlier, when I was dating my ex or whatever, like we were chilling. His friend was getting ready to go out. People were at his place and they were getting ready to go out. But my boyfriend at the time stayed behind with me. We were just started dating. So we're really honeymoon stages or whatever. One of his friends came over who was married and was like, oh, y'all look so nice together. Like he said, enjoy that. Because when you married, that don't happen no more.
It's not true.
And I was young and I was just like, I feel like we should be all of each other more when we're married.
Yeah. Well, know why? And I think a lot of my married people do this. They want that whole mushy feeling, but I think they forget why they had it in the first place. Like, you know what I mean? They forget, like they didn't already got the prize in the cereal box, and it's like, okay, throw the box away. Like, I don't want it. Like, no. Enjoy that cereal. Yeah. Enjoy that person. Explore them. Figure out what you want. Like, and you know, you gotta grow up. You know, we always think, especially men, we like, oh, it's never gonna be the same. You want to live out your glory days.
Yeah, men don't get a good they don't get a lot of encouragement when it comes to marriage. The whole ball and chain.
It's programmed that way.
Yeah, and that's fake.
Yeah, it's fake. It's programmed that way. Like, it's fun. It can be fun and entertaining, and we gotta learn how to love each other
and start, like, sometimes you gotta take you out of it. I know that, like, a lot of times we'll do we'll complain about what we don't have or what the other person is not doing, but I reverse that, and you have to say, what am I not doing? Like, if I want affection, how about I'm going to give him all the affection that I want? And then he gives it back to me. And I'm not even thinking about it no more. It's just like, I'm getting what I want. And I didn't even know he wanted this, but that's why he wasn't giving it to me, because I wasn't giving it to him. So that's my stance on that.
Wow.
Y'all got anything else for us single folks?
She got more. I mean, I'm gonna let her go.
No, I'm wrapping it up. I'm pretty much, I got all my things out.
Okay. I got some questions. So I got questions for the married folks. Like I said, this is the first time with the married folks on the show. Burning questions for y'all. First of all right, so I gotta admit something. I did a bad thing recently. So because I'm an event planner, I like being in like bridal groups and stuff like that, because it helps me with my content and some of the work that I'm doing. And just figuring out what current brides are talking about. But there's certain like Facebook groups that are only for women in relationships. So I cracked into the groups. And I feel part of me feels bad, but part of me doesn't, because I feel like there is this like line of demarcation between married and single people. And I be wanting to know, because all I hear is marriage is hard, but we don't know what hard is. Like,
right.
How do I, as a single woman, prepare if y'all don't tell us what's good, So that's why I like podcasts like y'all and couples like y'all, because y'all keep it 100, but everybody not like that. So I snuck into the groups and I'd be like getting all the tea or whatever. One common complaint. Well, there's two common complaints actually, but one I want to talk about as it relates to this. One common theme is how a lot of the girlies feel like they're married now, so they can't do single people things no more, or they can't be around their single friends no more. obviously I disagree with that, but I want to know, do you guys feel like the moment you signed the marriage license, all of a sudden you're different? You got to move differently as it relates to hanging out with your single friends.
Initially, it
depends on your age range or your group of friends too. Like, I really think that's kind of like an asshole mentality to have as a woman, because most of the time we don't encourage each other to do bad stuff. Like, it's different. So I just I think that's a elitist type of mentality.
I agree.
To say we're part of this sorority, so you guys can't come and play with us.
Like, that's how it feels. And I'm on the outside, but I want to. I'm willing to pledge. Like, I'm just not ready yet. I ain't got my person yet, but I feel like we don't have to.
Yeah.
Don't look down on me.
Right?
No. And you're not supposed to. I don't know why. The first thing you asked, what's the hard part? I can tell you what the hard part was me growing the fuck up. That was the hard part. I had to grow up and actually realize like certain things, certain barriers, certain things I didn't like when we were first married at 23 and 21. I can't even imagine. Like, we really don't argue, but when we did have an argument, it was always over something very superficial. Yeah. Like, there was nothing deep at all. It was just more like, not even bills. Like, we didn't even argue over that stuff. It was always like money. Like, where do we put it? And we need to make more. But like, our arguments now are very sophisticated to the point where some people think we're speaking a different language.
You're speaking your language.
Yeah, but it's that. So the hard part is growing up. That's the hard part, because you guys are gonna say some things to each other, and they're gonna be harsh. We all want the truth until it comes slap us in the face.
Yikes.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to go, I can't believe they said that to me. You really said that to me, and you realize, like, damn, I'm married to this, but I gotta take this shit, That's the hard part. In a nutshell, you might get cursed out in the middle of a mall, and you got to go home and talk to this person and realize, quick story. We were on a subway here in Philadelphia.
Oh Lord!
And we were sharing the little sauce, the little dipping sauce from the Cinnabon, right? But you can't share that with her because she has 6 siblings. So you can't share anything with her at all. It is impossible. And she's just like, she has it. And I'm like trying to dip it. And I'm like, yo, can you keep it still? She was like, what? Like, loud.
Oh my God.
And me being the person I am, I'm like, oh, but I had to eat that. You know what I mean? I had to learn, like, okay. I don't think we weren't married at that time.
No,
but we was just visiting. We was in a relationship, but I had to literally check myself and say, is this worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze for me to be arguing over this little dipping sauce? Like, but it was a big deal to her. So I was like, I learned that. But
how did you get to the point where you learned though, like, oh, sharing is a trigger for her? Like, that just took time, or
it wasn't the only time. So like she's doing now, with our kids. She don't share candy. I know.
It's just certain things. I'll share, like,
she'll share my shit with no problem. Like, I come home, I like queso dip, so I make my queso dip. She be, oh, hey, babe, how you doing? Yeah, it ain't good. If I were to try that, she move the bowl over. Next thing you know, it's upstairs, So yeah, she'll share my stuff. I can't share with her. That was a trigger.
But how about you? I snuck alcohol from the party we was at. I put in my pocketbook for both of us. And I got you too.
Keyword for both of us.
What she's saying is she held it down. So
yes.
For both of us. See, she didn't just bring me some. I brought her whole pieces of cake from places. I brought her food from different states.
I brought you cheesesteaks home. I don't go to other states.
Yeah. True.
I love it.
For work.
True indeed.
So I would say, like, the part that stuck out to me about like changing who you are when you get married, I feel like that's a setup for you getting a divorce. Because why would they want you to change immediately?
Yeah,
when you got married.
Well, let me ask you a question. So if you got with somebody that had like these standards, and we see them all, like them Stepford wives, they have these standards, right? And like her real hardcore friends are like, who the fuck is this person? Like, you're, yes, sir, and I'll do this. Like, what is wrong with her, right?
Right.
Like you meet those, you see those people, and then he comes home and he sees her family. He's like, who did I marry?
Yeah.
It's like confusion on both sides. It's like she's trying to hold up the standard of
this facade.
Yeah, and so now he has to deal with it. He has to deal with the fact that, I didn't marry a woman that comes from a quote unquote home that I want, right?
Yeah.
So I ask you, do you feel like you should just be like yourself as a?
Well, that's the only way a marriage will work for me.
Yeah.
But if that's what she wants to pretend to be somebody.
Because we see that.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, we see that. We actually know somebody that has that mystique.
So she switches up to be like the perfect wife, and then she takes off her layers around like friends and family.
She can't even take it off anymore.
No, that's just her now.
That's her now.
Whole new group of friends.
Wow.
Can't take it off now. But you know that they ain't you, done.
Y'all know who she used to be.
Dude, this was groupie basically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She deleted her whole facts. Yes. And now she's a wife, and now y'all better not bring up the shit she used to do.
She don't nobody around.
I mean, she basically erased her own life, and folks will be some haters like, girl, because you remember in CIA, whatever. Yeah. I mean, I have friends that are engaged. We actually just talked about this yesterday, and we just talked about like, do y'all expect any? I mean, they already live together and they've been together 8 years, and we're just like, do y'all expect anything to change? And they said no, and I agree with them. I mean, but I know them very well, and I'm just like, nothing's going to change. I know my friend, she's going to my husband us to death. But other than that, I really don't think that anything, I think that it depends on the person. Like, I do think that some women, single or not, some women, their entire identity is being a man's woman. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not that type of girl. I'm the type of girl where I want to be a wife, I want to be a mom, but I'm also very successful and I'm a person outside of my roles, and some women, when they get that title, they become a different person.
Let me ask you a question. What if your husband requires you, he wants you to hold his name in a certain fashion, and I got a follow-up question beyond that, but if he requires you to be like, that's hold us down at all costs, you are now Mrs. Nelson.
What is that like? To what extent? You know what I mean? Like, what about me has to change for me to hold down my relationship? I don't feel like I have to change.
But I'm saying, what if he requires you to? Like, you get in a relationship, it's nice, and all of a sudden he like, all right, need you to start wearing this shirt, this pants, need your hair to be this length. What do you do? What do you do?
I feel like I'm prepared at this point. I have to have this argument with myself about being a stay-at-home like wife or not.
You almost threw up a little bit thinking about it. I seen it.
I have to have this argument with myself. I'm just like, I, in theory, would like a man to be a leader, and I want to be up under his health insurance. And, that's cool and all. I'm not a 50s stay-at-home wife kind of girl. I'm gonna be honest. Right. I'm I have my successes and I have my businesses, and I want to still be able to do them. However, a partner would be very beneficial. Back to what we said earlier about it being a business, a partner would be very beneficial because I can run my businesses. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We would need to come to an agreement. I've had to think about this a lot because I don't like to cook. I like to clean. I do like to clean, but I don't like to cook. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I have had to come to terms with this. I am okay with that as long as I'm still allowed to be who I am and I'm still allowed to, I have to get something out of this. I can be the Stepford wife and like not changing my appearance or anything, but I can, I can be the, take the kids to school, do all the house stuff. Now I'm a definitely be getting a chef every once in a while and getting a professional cleaner, but I can be in charge of running the household, but I still have to have and you can do all the, business side of the household and the payments and stuff. I still have to have my things. I am willing to do it, but it has to be a compromise because this is where women lose their identity.
And I like
that because I feel like that's what I consider myself to be now, but it took me, I struggled with myself for that. Like it wasn't even the struggle with him. It was the struggle with myself because I wanted to be so strong. And I'm like, yo, this is tiring. I don't want to do everything. Like I'm in a partnership with somebody that's trying to be my partner, but I'm not even allowing them to. I said, I never had seen it done correctly. So now like that is our thing. Like I don't cook all the time because he likes to cook. So we like it's 50-50 with the cooking. And I looked up our maid service. Like somebody's gonna come to the house. We agree that every 90 days someone can come to the house. I can clean it up, but I don't do baseboards and all that.
Period. Who is cleaning baseboards? Who?
So I need somebody for that. So that resonates with me. I think I like that.
Yeah. Husband me yesterday. This is a partnership. This is a business.
It's a partnership. It is. And I that's why I said that me and my brother, we argue over that on a regular basis. We talk about the role of a woman in a marriage. And I'm sick and tired of these people saying, what do you bring to the table? It's like, that's another comment. I think people, be honest with you, the stigma of marriage is that it, like you said, it's boring, and it's not. It's what you make it. It's just like going to college. You say college, it ain't for me. Well, how do you know? You haven't tried it.
Yeah.
Nope,
right.
Not at all.
Or even like we were talking about someone that I knew. They had a degree and went to school, and they were like, I wish I didn't get my my graduate's degree. It was a waste of time. But I know someone that went to like has the same degree, but their hustle is just different. So you can't stop hustling just because you have a degree. Like you still have to put some effort into it. Marriage is the same way. Like your marriage may be shitty because you're boring and you don't put anything into it.
Right.
But someone else is probably having the time of their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the real work starts, according to the girls in the Facebook group that I'm not supposed to be in. It starts when you get married. That's what they say.
I want to get it.
Yeah, I think it starts, but yeah, everybody had their own opinion. I try, like I said, it's you growing up. That's the work. That shit is hard.
Yeah.
You gotta grow up and you gotta make, these hard decisions. Back to what we were saying, like even the cheating thing. Like, what if you had millions of dollars tied up in this person? And you like, well, if I break up, we got to split this corporation up and our children gonna be hurt.
People gonna lose jobs.
And people gonna lose jobs and they depend on us. And it's just you two in that room having that conversation. You're like, is it worth it? You know what? This shit ain't gonna happen again. I will be a better person moving forward. Tell me where my shortcomings from you. And then that person either got to take it or leave it.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. That's the hard part. Because the agreement is broken.
Right.
The agreement is broke, but you got people depending on you. And it's bigger than it's just bigger than us two now. And I think that's, like I said, it's growing up and understanding
Yeah. I've learned it's not as black as white. As I got older, when I was younger, it was just like, obviously, if this happens, then this needs to happen. You know what I mean? If a man cheats and you're married, you gotta break up with him. I don't judge wives. I don't judge women in general for staying, like, because they're not me and that's not my relationship and it's not my business. You know what I mean? I am always going to tell women, you need to choose what's best for you. And what's best for you may be staying in this business arrangement, this agreement, and moving your best foot forward, but you gotta do what's best for you. If that shit gonna keep you, I know women who stayed 5 years later, didn't work out. Why? Because it wasn't best for her and she couldn't get past it. Even though it never happened again, she couldn't get past it. It was what it was. At least
you tried it. But
it was what it was.
My hard no is if there's hands being thrown, then you know what?
Yeah.
It's time to walk.
Yeah.
It's time to walk.
That's a hard stop. So I want y'all to give us one more thing before we end this segment. Most of the people listening are single folks, just want some encouragement. Give us some encouragement from the married folks side for us to keep pushing and finding our person. It's ghetto out here. We want to be like y'all. We trying to have our person. We trying to speak our own language.
It's always, we're always gonna have challenges, but try to see the good in everybody, even if you can't. In their decisions, in their shortcomings, try to see the good in them.
I would say have fun, use your discernment, and also just be good to yourself. Like practice self-care in every way, like real self-care, not like going to get your hair and your nails done, but like doing things that actually make you a better person. Because if you're putting that into the best part of you out into the atmosphere, that's what you're going to get in return. So it'll come to you. You don't have to look for it. It will come to you.
All right, guys, now it's time for the dating tip of the week. As you know, we have a guest or two guests on the show. So we're gonna let the guests do the honors. Y'all, give us our dating tips.
Don't be so surface. Even like when people give compliments to one another, it's like, oh, you look nice. Oh, I like your shirt. No, let's like know a little bit about somebody before you go. Like there's apps now. You can actually research somebody, like be a fed for a minute. Get in there, like learn like a little bit about a characteristic about somebody and give them a real compliment. Oh, I seen you graduated with honors from whatever school they went to. Give them a compliment about that, and then that would knock somebody. A male that would like, or you played football. Oh, football in high school. Yeah, you were a quarterback in high school. Oh man, y'all was talking about that for like the next
that is true.
10 days.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's your dating tip this week. Give some real compliments. Now it's time for Down in the DMs. So this is our listener letter segment. I got 2 letters, Valentine's Day related, because the last episode was Valentine's Day. Shit must have went crazy that week because I got 2 letters about it. So if you have any questions, you want advice on something, have advice, questions, or anything that you need from us, go ahead and email ListenToYourSingleFriend@gmail.com and put Down in the DMs in the subject. So I need 2 girls' names.
Tiffany and Mia.
Okay. The first one's from Tiffany. She says, hey, Jazmine, I know Valentine's Day just recently passed. The guy that I've been dating about 6 months said he isn't into the holiday and thinks it's overrated. He didn't spend Friday and Saturday with me, but I did see him on I think she's saying he did spend Friday and Saturday with me, but I didn't see him on Valentine's Day. He did call me and said happy Valentine's Day, though, on the day because he knew I kept bringing it up. Should I be concerned that I'm the side chick, or does he really just not like the holiday? I'm gonna let y'all go with that.
Side chick Saturday. Side chick Saturday is definitely what it was.
Yeah, she shouldn't be concerned. She should just know.
She should know at this point. It. Yeah.
Just accept that it is what it is.
She should know. I think she do know. She just wrote a letter because she wanted to get our opinion on it.
Tiffany said dating. She did not say exclusively or not. That changes my answer depending on whether they're exclusive or not.
They're dating for 6 months, right?
I know people who were not exclusive after 6 months, but
it's complicated.
You should definitely get like that whole I'm not into the holiday. Like I feel like if I'm into the holiday and you're dating me for 6 months, I should get a gift because I'm into the holiday.
Right.
I agree. So I agree. You should be into
I should give you something even if I'm not into it.
Yeah, because it's bullshit.
But what if I'm into like Christmas and you're not?
I know couples where one is one religion and the other one is the other religion. They still respect each other's religions.
They would still give a gift. They would not do the whole big ass, thing, but they would do a gift. So I think it's got to be a compromise. We ain't got to do big fancy Valentine's Day for the social media, but damn, can I get some chocolates?
Give me a rose, something. Chocolate covered strawberries. Everybody and their mom was selling chocolate covered strawberries. You could have got them homemade or a chocolate bomb from somebody.
She said it's not that serious. That's all I'm saying. Is this bullshit, Rashad, when men say that they're not into holidays?
No, sometimes it's not. I'm one of those people that do not believe in holidays. I think it's a money grab, but that doesn't mean that I won't show her how I feel about her on a regular basis.
Yeah, I get gifts all year round.
Yeah, so we used to do Valentine's Day. One year I bought her like cards. I made a big card. Took construction paper and stapled it together, and then took a marker. Like it was. Yeah, I love big.
Homemade stuff where it was real thought out. He would have a whole date plan.
And I got like Popeye's chicken and stuff.
Or he would replace all of my underwear. Like he would throw away my underwear.
Oh my god!
And I would come home and I would have like new pajamas, new underwear, and new bras. So that was nice. But then when I got pregnant on Valentine's Day, all that stuff.
Yeah, that shit stopped. No more of that. That's it. I think that's when I gave up Valentine's Day. That was it.
She was like, nope, we good.
Oh my god. You should see how
this is your gift. This baby is your gift, honey.
You should have seen how she told me. You would have been upset with her too. I was like, what?
All right, well, Tiffany, that is the answer that they have. I don't necessarily disagree. I feel like even if this is a holiday that he doesn't fuck with, if he really is interested in you, he was still going to do something. Calling you, that's it. And he spent the 2 days prior with you. Come on, girl. I hope that y'all are not exclusively dating. And I hope that you are dating other men. It doesn't sound like it from the way the email was written, but if you are not exclusively dating, aka he did not ask you to be his girlfriend, he is not your boyfriend, you need to go on about your businesses. Go on about your business. Okay. Amen. So the next one is Mia. So she says, should I feel some type of way that, this is damn near the same question. Should I feel some type of way that the guy I've been dating for about a month, just only a month, didn't mention anything about Valentine's Day to me? We haven't made anything exclusive, but he could have sent he could have sent a text or something. Am I tripping, or are we too soon to be doing cute holiday stuff? It's only been a month.
Like it's too soon to care. I think she should mention it. Like it's not soon to mention it, but I don't think she should make a big deal about it depending on his response. Like I would definitely have a conversation.
That dude don't like her.
Do he know that she like
no after a month? Like, come on now.
A month though.
So what? If I like you, I'm texting you in the morning. I'm texting you, even if I'm not, I might get you something, right? Mm-hmm. Like you said, I might get you something. After a month, that's like super new. And I guess they were talking, right? Mm-hmm. So they're in the talking phase.
She did say not exclusive, yes.
Yeah, but that's brownie points, right? So either A, she's putting up guards already, and he like, you know what? I don't want to cross this threshold, or B, he don't like her.
Yeah,
like that.
She's not comfortable with asking if it don't sound like I would ask.
After a month, yeah.
I mean, that's like super new. You all over each other. I know I would be, but you know what I mean?
I kind of see both sides though, because I was talking to a guy close to Valentine's Day. It didn't end up going any further than that. But I was thinking like, damn, it was too soon. And I was like, well, I don't want to do gifts in the whole bang because we're not there yet. You know what I mean? So I was prepared. Had it made it to that point, I was prepared to say like, we don't have to do the things. You ain't got to worry about me. Like we good, you know, but if he does really like her, he will, same as the last one. Like, if he liked her, he still would have done something. He ain't even shoot a text.
A text or, hey, I bought you, blow pop.
Yeah, or let's go out on a date since we're dating.
Yeah, we're dating.
Yeah, let's spend it. I know new couples that spend Valentine's Day together.
You go to Chick-fil-A and just hang out.
What's this Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A is a great date spot.
That's a spot. Okay. You got to Chick-fil-A more than once.
We go there like almost like once or twice a week because our youngest son is his favorite food.
Yeah, he's
okay. Okay. I was like, Chick-fil-A must be y'all thing.
Starving after Chick-fil-A.
Well, Mia, I don't know. I personally wouldn't like that because at least there should have been a conversation about it. Like, not a text, not a nothing. I text dudes I wasn't even really talking to like that, like Happy Valentine's Day, just to keep up the maintenance. You know what I mean? Like, just so you think that I'm thinking about you, but like he didn't even text. That's kind of whack. But if y'all are there, y'all are there. I don't think you should put a time frame on what it's too soon or too late to be doing. If you feel like if this is 4 weeks of heavy talking, dates, craziness on the phone for 4 hours a night, you know what I mean? It might be time to do some holiday stuff. But if it's just been y'all going on a date every other week, that's a little bit different. So best of luck, Mia girl. All righty, we are almost wrapped up. It's time for trivia. Okay, yes, y'all cannot answer this. Okay, you was getting excited. Y'all already answered the trivia from last episode. So this trivia is going to get answered on the next episode. So I got to keep y'all guesses in your brains. Okay. According to Hinge's 2022 dating prediction data, 91% of users want to date someone who goes to therapy. And blank percent of daters are more likely to go on a second date if the person mentions therapy on the first date. Is it A, 70%, B, 53%, C, 89%, or D, 46%? You'll have to find out on next week's episode. Guys, this is great. This is great. Y'all be fooling, but I be fooling too. This is fun.
Can I answer
it? No, you cannot answer it. No. It's next week's episode. They gotta come back. You know, gotta give it to them in pieces. They gotta come back.
I'm coming back. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. So thank you guys so much for taking this time. I was super excited about this episode. And when I talked to you guys on Liquor Talk, I was like, they gotta come on the show. I needed to get y'all on the show in some capacity. And I thought this was a really fun way for you guys to come and talk your shit and be silly and have a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Go ahead and plug your show, social media, website, where to find you. Whole nine.
All right. So you can find Unprofessional Opinion on IG at unprofessional_opinion. Merch is at unprofessional-opinion.com.
Unprofessional-opinion.
.myshopify.com. Oh my God, they got us at shopify.com. Google us, Unprofessional Opinion. We come up. We're on all streaming, or not streaming, but all podcast platforms now, including iHeart. So that's pretty good. So.
And we're also on YouTube as well. So
yes, I'm sorry.
And it's also YouTube. Just Unprofessional Opinion on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Okay. They got visuals, y'all. Y'all take them out. Y'all know I don't give y'all visuals for shit because I don't like to get dressed. But they got t-shirts. They got this background all set up. I'm gonna post some clips of this so y'all can see their little setup compared to mine with my basic back, my little wall back here, and they got all this poster boards and stuff. They real fancy. Just check them out. Well, thank you so much, guys. This was a fun episode. Y'all have to come back, but y'all gotta come back.
We have to bring you on. This is a weekly thing.
Yeah, y'all bring me on too. So
Sunday
thank
morning,
you. Come on. Thank you guys so much. This was super fun. Listeners, thank you for listening to this episode. Go ahead and make sure you like, rate, subscribe. Leave me some reviews. I like reviews. Y'all leave reviews in my DMs all the time. Put it on Apple Podcasts, please, and thank you. And yeah, make sure you share the show. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you.